Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to some Minnesota Twins news today. We have some big and very important Twins news to talk about today. Jorge Alcala has gotten the call, and he will make his Major League debut this weekend in Cleveland. This is very exciting. He is one of the players that I talked about 2 weeks ago that will probably make their debut in September, and 2 weeks later, September 14th, he has gotten the call. He will make his trip to Cleveland and start with the team this weekend. This is very exciting. I said, though, 2 weeks ago, he deserves it. I mean, he's not the greatest pitcher by any means, but he has really stepped up his game in AAA, and I think that's why he's been deserving of the call. And here's the thing. He might not be the greatest now, but give him some time. I think this guy could be really, really solid in our bullpen, or if they want to even put him as a starter, he can do that too. Like, he's very versatile, just like all of our other rookie pitchers this year. Dobnik, Smeltzer, Thorpe, Lewis, like all of them. I mean, the list can go on. But all of those guys, they've gotten some good experience this year. I think that'll help them next year and the year after that. You get Alcala some time. I think he could, like I said, be a really, really good pitcher. So we added him to the roster. We DFA'd Marcus Diplan. So we'll talk about both of them here in a second. Then at the end of the video, we're going to go through the big weekend series with Cleveland. I mean, it's really important because we only lead the Central by 3.5 games. So we're going to talk about this here. Let's start with Alcala's stats. So he played with both teams, AA and AAA, in 2019. He's been kind of all over the place otherwise. But let's talk about AA first. He has a 5-7 record, a 5.87 ERA. Not very good. I mean, it is the hardest to make the transition from single A, advanced A to AA, and he kind of did that in 2018 as well. He was not with the Twins then, but in 2019 he came to AA. Didn't have the greatest season. I mean, he started 26 games, 16 starts. Just kidding. He played in 26 games, 16 starts, so he was 10 out of the bullpen. That's why I say he could do both. But through 102 innings, 114 hits, 67 runs, 12 home runs, 37 walks to 105 strikeouts. So that's very, very good. His whip, though, a little high, 1.4. His hits per 9, 10. But, his home runs, his walks, his strikeouts per 9, those are all, pretty average, I would say. Pretty good numbers there. So it's not like this guy wasn't bad. He just maybe ran into some trouble there. And that's ultimately what affected his stats, as the season went on. So AA wasn't really his greatest time. But when he made it to AAA, he really stepped it up, as I mentioned. He only played in 5 games. So I know that this isn't, a great sample size, but in those 5 games, he really, really did well. And of course, the AAA season's over, so it's not like they're still playing or anything, but he did get the call. So 5 games, he got a win. He never started a game. He finished 1 game, but he was just out of the bullpen. Through 7 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 11 strikeouts, 2 walks, no earned runs. That is very good. Like I said, it's a very small sample size, but that's impressive considering the jump to Rochester AAA. And if you don't know what the Rochester AAA season was, they played a lot of their division opponents right at the end, just like the major leagues, but they were all in contention for postseason. Now, does that impact, how well he pitched? I don't know, but it definitely could have changed the situation on these were good teams that could have made the playoffs, and he was able to shut them down in his 5 games. So really, that's pretty good. And like I said, he really stepped it up once he got there. And again, it could have just been 1 or 2 bad games, in AA that really set him apart. But AAA hadn't had any of those. And like I said it in the beginning of September when I was looking at this guy, I was like, hey, look at how good he has been. And then if you want to look at his more advanced stats, whip, not advanced, but you know what I'm saying, his non-ERA win-loss stats, a 0.78 whip. Very, very good, ladies and gentlemen. Again, small sample size, but that's a pretty good start. Then you've got a 4.7 hits per 9, has not allowed a home run. Then a walk per 9 of 2.3. That's very good. and a strikeout per 9 of 12.9. Now, that is his second best in his career. Of course, 5 games. You can't really say that, but that's impressive. I mean, just like I said before, you get bumped up to AAA. Single A to Double A is the hardest, but Double A to Triple A, that's not. I mean, you're facing good guys, first round draft picks, top 5 round draft picks, and he shut them down against good teams. So that's very impressive in my opinion. Like I said, I think he deserved the call up, and he's gonna get his chance in Cleveland, which is a big series. Let's talk about that. But well, first, let's take a look at the guy who they DFA'd. He's been all over the place as well. Marcus Diplan. He started with the Shuckers of Biloxi. I don't even know what to say. I'm not going to try. But then he was traded over to Pensacola. And he didn't play for a while, but kind of got into some games. He's a pitcher, of course. Got into 7 or 8 games. Didn't have a great season. I mean, he didn't really get a lot of time. And I was a little interested. I'm like, why would this guy be on? Or why would he be DFA'd? I guess he was put on the 40-man roster at some point, but I never realized that. And they just DFA'd him. Got to make room for the guy who's coming in, of course. And, well, that's what they did. So if we want to go look at his total stats, which I don't know why they're... Here they are. So, yeah, he started with the Shuckers in Double-A. He's been in Double-A for about 2 years now. Came over to Pensacola. He's 0-1 with a 4.09 ERA, excuse me. In 8 games, like I said, didn't play a lot, but did play a lot with the Shuckers. So if you want to look at that, again, same with it's basically the same as Pensacola, though. He went 3-4, a 5 ERA in 30 games played. He wasn't a starter. But in Pensacola, then went 11 innings, gave up 10 hits, 5 earned runs, 7 walks to 10 strikeouts, a WHIP of 1.5. Just not a great player. Maybe they they got rid of him too quickly. Maybe they could have waited another season. I don't know, but the decision was made, and they wanted to bring in Jorge Alcala instead. Somebody's got to go, and that's who they decided to loosen the strains on. So that's what I got for you guys on those 2 players. Now, what I want to say is this is a big series against Cleveland. Of course, every series against a division opponent is big, but we're leading 3.5 games right now over the Indians. Is Jorge Alcala gonna make his debut? I would assume so, because they have to play 18 innings today. Last night's game, Friday's game, was canceled. Even though they were in the middle of the game, they wiped it out, and they're going to redo it today, a doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock. Yeah, that really stinks because, well, we were tied at 2, but Jorge Polanco hit a home run. The point is, they're going to restart the games today. And I'm not exactly sure how the call-ups work. Can you make a 41-man roster then for a doubleheader in September, or since you have a 40-man roster already, can you not do that? I guess because in July, if you have a doubleheader, you can bring in 26 guys. I'm not exactly sure how that works entirely, but I want to know 2 things from you guys. Is Jorge Alcala gonna make his debut today? I would think yes, because you have 18 innings you got to get through. But also, 2 is Jorge Alcala gonna be good? I mean, I know that's a simple question, but what do you guys think of him? Is he going to make an impact for the Twins moving forward in these last 2 weeks of the season, and how do you think he'll be used? That's what I would love to know for you guys. But like I said about the situation, the Indians are 3.5 games back of the Twins. No matter what happens this weekend, the Twins are going to stay in front in the AL Central. That is what's most important. 2, the Twins are very, very good on the road. That is a big thing because we're playing in Cleveland. And the final thing is, well, I don't know. Our pitchers are, really iffy. I don't know what the Twins are doing. We are starting Devin Smeltzer game 1. Here's the thing. Devin Smeltzer, I'm not going to lie, sucks against Cleveland. Now, this is just a fluke, I think. It's just one of those teams that just get under his skin because he is one of our worst statistical pitchers. He's got an ERA of 7, a WHIP of 1.4. I don't have the stats in front of me. I should have put those up there, but he is going up against Cleveland for game 1. I'm not sure why. Not saying he shouldn't pitch because he's a very good pitcher, but Cleveland's got his number right now, and I don't think the smartest idea would be to put him out there against a team that you kind of need to win games in. So I'm really confused on why they're putting Smeltzer out there. I would love to see this guy make a start. Why not? And maybe they're just trying to see how that will go the first game, but now you've got your pitching situation all out of whack, and I'm not sure what they're doing. But yeah, Smeltzer, not the best option, I think, to put out there for the start. We'll have to see what happens because, yeah, if he can get a good start, though, maybe, they'll trust him on that, but I don't know what's going on. So it's a very interesting time for the Twins. They got to win some games, and season's winding down. It'll be fun to watch. Thanks so much for watching, though, guys. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Leave your comments down below. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.